Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,395 with a release date of Friday, September 22nd, 2023, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A club goes QRT after vandals destroy their equipment. Hams in Latvia celebrate the mechanical key. And hams, it's almost time to head for the bunkers in the UK. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,395 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. And now reporting from Valparaiso, Indiana, here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
We begin this week with the story of a ham radio club in Canada that is struggling with the loss of important radio equipment that was the heart and soul of the group. We hear about them from Cell MB, KB3TZD.
The Cambridge Amateur Radio Club, VE3SWR, went QRT earlier this month following a break-in at the shed where the club stores its equipment. The Kitchener-Waterloo Amateur Radio Club helped get them back on the air. While the Cambridge Club sorts out the damage and the losses from the early September incident, members have been given use of the Kitchener-Waterloo Club's equipment and repeaters. Harry Neeson, VE3HZ, president of the Kitchener Club, told the CBC that it was natural for the club to open its doors to help fellow hams. According to a story on the CBC website, Scott Mitchell, VA3GGT, president of the Cambridge Club, said that the club's electric generator went missing along with numerous tools after the break-in. Part of the storage shed had been set on fire and the club's repeaters suffered smoke damage. The club's duplexer had been thrown to the other side of the shed and was destroyed. Scott said he discovered the damage in early September after going to the shed to check on why the club repeater had not been on the air for a few days. He thought perhaps the extreme heat in that part of Canada had caused the shutdown. Temperatures were 40 degrees Celsius, including the humidity index. Scott posted on the club's Facebook page that although much of the shed was ransacked, quote, "Thankfully our repeaters were the only thing they didn't break into." The incident has been reported to police. According to a report on iHeartRadio Canada, the losses and damage are estimated at between $2,000 and $3,000. This is Cell MB, KB3TZD.
In Maine, hams are getting ready to take on a life-saving project that addresses a need in one part of the region of the state. Andy Morrison, K9EWM, fills us in.
An amateur radio club in Maine says there is something important missing in one region of Aroostook County, an emergency amateur radio tower. The group, the Caribou Emergency Amateur Radio Service, plans to change that. Members are raising the estimated $35,000 they will need to build a 190-foot tower filling the radio void that exists between Caribou and the St. John Valley. The hams plan to install the tower on a 1.5-acre plot of land donated by Caribou Emergency Amateur Radio Service President T.H. Barrett, KL5YJ, and his wife Terry. They say the land's high altitude makes it an especially good location for a tower. When completed, this will be the Caribou Group's fourth tower for use by area hams for communication every day and in emergency situations. The new tower will also be a welcome addition to communicators around the region, according to Darren Woods, KC1ERZ, the director of Aroostook's Emergency Management Agency. He told the Bangor, Maine Daily News that all first responders in the area will benefit from having this kind of expanded radio access in a crisis. The funds being raised are expected to cover the cost of the tower, a backup generator that relies on solar and battery power, and other items. The Caribou Radio Group, which is a nonprofit organization, has also applied for an $8,590 community safety grant from the local utility Versant Power to purchase a repeater. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
The Amateur Radio Operator's Toolkit for Disaster Assistance usually consists of towers, radios, antennas, and other communications equipment. Now, one club in Missouri has just added a new device, one that communicates with the heart. Randy Sly, W4XJ, brings us the details. The Sedalia Pettis Amateur Radio Club has a new addition to its emergency communications trailer. It's an AED, an automated external defibrillator, which is capable of restoring the heart's natural rhythm in case of cardiac arrest. The small device was donated by an organization called Wear Red for Women, which raised the funds to buy it during a luncheon and auction earlier this year. The club's vice president, Richard Camarand, KE0QYA, told local media that the AED will be placed in the emergency communications trailer that hams use during disaster drills as well as real emergencies. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ. You may have worked the Latvian contest group YL1ZX in any number of major contests in the band over the course of any year. Well, now those same hams are involved in another activity, one that its members have organized as kind of a celebration. We hear about it from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Something special will be happening on 80 meters in a few short weeks. It's a celebration of the mechanical key used by many CW operators. This one-hour activity featuring bugs, side swipers, and straight keys will encourage amateurs to shake the dust off on the 13th of October and engage in as many QSOs as they can using a simple exchange. The activity frequencies will be between 3.520 and 3.560 megahertz. Operators will be calling CQMK, of course, for mechanical key. This is the third activity of this kind that the group will have hosted this year in the hopes of recognizing these keys' increasing popularity. For details and to see the operator's simple exchange, see the link that can be found in the text version of this week's newscast. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The ham radio community can once again be proud of some of the award winners being recognized by the Radio Club of America. Who are they? Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, tells us.
A number of amateur radio operators are being recognized by the Radio Club of America for their contributions to radio and the wireless community. Ruth Willett, KM4LAO, was chosen as the first recipient of the Radio Club of America's Carol Perry Young Professional Award. According to the RCA website, her selection was based on her work with the RCA's Youth Activities Program and recognizes her pursuit of a career in the wireless industry. Ruth previously received the RCA's Young Achiever Award while she was an undergraduate at Kettering University in Michigan. The other recipients include Ray Novak in 9JA of ICOM America, who will receive RCA's Special Service Award. Tim Duffy, K3LR, the CEO of DX Engineering, is being recognized for products their business has provided to the wireless industry. They will join a number of others at an awards banquet in November in Denver, Colorado. The RCA has also announced the inauguration of 2 awards named for scientists prominent in the field of radio. The awards are named for entrepreneur and scientist Ulrich Rode, N1UL, DJ2LR, and Nobel Prize-winning radio astronomer Arno Penzias. The first recipients will be named next year. The Ulrich L. Rode Award for Innovation in Applied Radio Science and Engineering recognizes innovation and major contributions to wireless communications. The Arno A. Penzias Award for contributions to basic research in the radio sciences recognizes research in RF and related subjects. This is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. If your heart is set on getting that elusive Worked All States Award and the state of Wyoming is still missing from your log, wait no longer. Special event station W7Y will be listening for you from September 22nd to October 2nd. When operators around the state call QRZ, what they're really saying is, come and get Wyoming, which just happens to be the name of the event being organized by the Shiwai Amateur Radio Club. Just as in previous years, Wyoming contacts are out there for the taking, so get on the air and go for it. For additional details, visit QRZ.com and look for W7Y, Come and Get Wyoming. It's time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the Montgomery Amateur Radio Club's KV3B repeater in Rockville, Maryland, on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. local time. What's better than camping out with friends and radios? How about camping out with more friends and more radios?
That's why 3 Wisconsin amateurs are sharing their annual autumn tradition with the immediate world. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, tells us what's going on.
In autumn, you'll find Michael, KB9VBR, Travis, W9HDG, and Joe, KD9CJX, in the park together, camping and calling CQ as they have done for a few years now. This year, as October rolls around, they've decided to put out another call, a QST to anyone and everyone in the area who will be visiting to join them at the Clear Lake Campground in Northern Highlands American Legion State Forest. That park carries the POTA designation K7260, so you know what that means. The 3 ham hosts are calling this the inaugural Wisconsin Ham Radio POTA Campout, and it's taking place on October 13th through the 15th. According to the event website, you can activate as much or as little as you like, and use any mode you wish. Come for the weekend or just for the day. However, if you're going to camp, you'll need to make a reservation through the Wisconsin State Parks system. If you want to attend, you can use the contact form on the event website or email Michael directly. His email address and the campout website both appear in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. Oh, and arrive prepared for the kind of outdoor weather that mid-October in Wisconsin can bring. The campout even has its own official t-shirt and hoodie, with either to be worn, depending on the weather. As for the weather, well, the organizers say this event will take place, rain or shine, or something else. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
History will come alive next month at numerous military bunkers across the UK. This is a radio exercise, not a contest, and organizers hope it will become a popular event every year. We learn more about it from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Throughout October, hams and shortwave listeners around the world are getting a new chance to make contact with hundreds of Royal Observer Corps bunkers throughout the UK, including the Isle of Man. Activators will be stationed all month at these important defence watching posts, just as other hams have done over the years, when the event was managed by a team at castles and stately homes on the air. Organisers of this event are dedicating it to the memory of Chris Darlington, M0DOL, who helped create the programme for the previous group. Chris became a silent key in the spring of 2017. The origins lie with the Coventry Amateur Radio Society, which made bunker activations a club event for some 4 years. 2 hams, Brian, G8GMU, and Joshua, M3HBM, are credited with starting the activity as a low-power VHF and UHF exercise. Bunkers, of course, are used as observation posts, and in keeping with that mission, the organizers will be doing just that to see whether this is a viable program that can be launched in earnest starting in November. Visit the event website at the link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast script at arnewsline.org. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of GX, listen for Darren, VK4MAP, operating holiday style as 3D2RAT from Rotuma Island, IOTA number OC-060 until the 29th of September. Darren is using single sideband on 80, 40, 20, 15, 12, and 10 meters. QSL direct to his home call. The Emirates Amateur Radio Society is marking Saudi National Day with a special call sign A60ARS. The station will be on the air through to the 23rd of September. Details are available at QRZ.com. The call sign A91ARS will also be on the air through the 23rd, operating by the Bahrain Amateur Radio Society, QSL via EC6DX. Listen for John, AG7N, using the call DL/AG7N, as he operates holiday style from Norderney Island, EU 047, through to the 23rd of September. Listen to 20 meters when he will be using CW. See QRZ.com for details. Vincent, K6WK, is operating holiday style as FO/K6WK from 2 islands in French Polynesia. He is on Moorea, IOTA number OC-046, from the 25th of September to the 1st of October, and then he is moving on to Rangiroa, IOTA number OC-066, where he will be operating from the 2nd to the 16th of October. He will be using single sideband, CW, FT8/FT4 on the HF bands and 6 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. In our last story, we introduced a prominent figure in radio astronomy, the late Australian researcher Joe Pawsey. How big are his contributions? Well, as we hear from Graham Kemp, VK4BB, they're as big as the universe itself.
It took 15 years and the efforts of 3 authors on 2 continents to complete the project. But the fruits of their labour would likely have brought a smile to Australian radio astronomer Joe Pawsey. His biography has just been published. W.M. Goss, Claire Hooker and Ronald D. Eckers collaborated on the book, Joe Pawsey and the Founding of Australian Radio Astronomy. On Wednesday, the 27th of September, scientists at the National Radio Astronomy Observatory in New Mexico are preparing to celebrate the author's achievement, which maps the researcher's life and work and its relevance to radio astronomy today. The story tracks the researcher's earlier studies following the Second World War, when Joe Pawsey was at the helm of Australia's first radio astronomy research group. He is credited with inspiring the creation of the Radio Astronomy Group of the Radio Physics Laboratory at Australia's National Science Agency in Sydney. The book explains how his study of the interference between radio waves later paved the way for creation of the Very Large Array, antennas that create a single telescope spanning great distances. The book launch, like the book itself, has also spanned great distances. In July, the Pawsey Supercomputing Research Centre in Perth hosted the event in his native Australia, a nation whose profile he helped elevate in the world of science. As Ronald Eckers writes on the NRAO website, the book explains how an isolated continent with limited resources grew to be one of the international leaders in the study of radio astronomy and the design of instruments to do so. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
For copies of the book, please see the link in the text version of this week's newscast on arnewsline.org. What's the one ham radio competition you can enter without turning your rig on? The Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. In the spirit of fun and perhaps a little bit of literary adventure, we've been inviting listeners to channel their most creative selves and share the joy of ham radio in the form of a haiku. On our website, arnewsline.org, you will find a submission form. Use it to send in your most poetic offering that follows the traditional haiku form. First line is 5 syllables, second line is 7 syllables, and the finishing third line has another 5 syllables. We cannot accept any other formats. Our team will pick from the best submissions that follow the 575 syllable rule and represent the love of amateur radio. Your prize? For now, bragging rights and a featured spot on the haiku for Amateur Radio Newsline website. We may have a surprise for you at the end of the year, however, so visit our website at arnewsline.org and take a look at this week's winning ham radio haiku. If you have a piece of amateur radio news that you think Newsline would be interested in, send it on. Now, we're not talking about advertising your club's upcoming Hamfest or field day participation, but something that is out of the ordinary. If so, send us a brief overview via the contact page at arnewsline.org. If it's newsworthy and we would like to cover it, we'll get back to you for more details. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, the ARRL, Bangor Daily News, the BBC, Bunkers on the Air, CBC, CQ Magazine, David Behar, K7DB, Facebook, 425DX News, iHeartRadio, Latvian Contest Group, the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, QRZ.com, Radio World, Robert Bragg, WY7AA, the Sedalia Democrat, shortwaveradio.de, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that does incur expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the News Desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023. All rights reserved.
W8WKY. Timeout.
W8WKY.
the weekly Serenade, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe, starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ, this is W8WKY calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. My name is Dustin, my call sign is KD8EPC, and I'll be net control for the evening using the club call W8WKY. We meet on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., and we encourage all amateurs to participate. This is a directed net. All traffic must pass through net control, and as always, emergency or priority traffic may break in at any time. Before we start, we just have a couple of announcements this evening. The first one is the Barometer Net T-shirt contest. Sarah is holding a contest for the new Barometer Net T-shirt. Submissions are due to Gary by 5 p.m. on October 1st. Online voting will be held October 2nd through 4th, with a winner announced on the Barometer Net October 5th. So let's see, it looks like we also have a license exam coming up October 7th in Medina County. Do we have any other announcements? Please call now.
AAHCS.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, just real quick, I wanted to thank everyone who participated in tonight's online streaming session with Scott Yonley. It was well done and very well received from what I can tell. And Scott had some great answers to some very specific questions. So if you were not able to attend, it will be posted on YouTube here within the next day or so. But anyway, thanks to everyone who participated in that, and thanks to Scott for spending some time with Sarah and friends. With that, I'll turn it back to Net Control. AAHCS.
All right, AAHCS, this is W8WKY. Well, thank you for your part of that, too, this evening. It was a wonderful presentation, and we enjoyed following along there on YouTube. Do we have any other announcements? Please call now. All right, nothing else heard. Tonight we're going to start out with in and out traffic, and then we'll take regular check-ins after that, and then we'll go down to our trivia master for the evening, W8ELM. So with that, we're going to start here. In and out check-ins for the Sarah Tuesday Night Net. Please say your call phonetically, followed by alphabetically, and your name and location.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Victor Mike Whiskey, Jim in Barberton.
Kilo after 8, Sarah Flaw, Toaster, Martin Lodburn, in and out.
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Mike, KB8 VHM, Tom and Green, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Doug and Rip, in and out.
Net Dustin.
UDL, Denny, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Yankee Alpha, KE8BYA, Portable in Smithville, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, India Mike Echo, David Sterling, in and out.
All right, let me hold it up right there for just a minute and make sure I've got it here. All right, I picked up WB8 BMW Jim. I have K8 SFS Mark. I have KB8 VHM Tom. I have K8 JNH Doug. I have WA8 KOC Fred. I have somebody with the name Denny. I missed your call. I'll come back for you. And I have K8 VYA Colton and K8 IME. Would that station with the name Denny come back? I missed your call.
This is Denny here, November 8th, Uniform Delta Lima, and 8 UDF, in and out. Thank you.
All right, Thank you so much. We got you that time. All right, we'll take another round here of in and out check-ins for the Sarah Tuesday Night Net. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, Randy and Ripman. I'll be in and out, 73.
November 8, Delta Romeo Delta, N8 DRD, Don in Marshallville, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry at Portage Lakes, in and out.
Here is KVA LNK. We'll be in and out tonight. Good evening.
Doug, and we have Carrie, W8CTM, and we have KB8LNK Ron. Now, one more call here for any other in and out check-ins. Please call now.
AB8OU Coventry.
All right, we got AB8OU Zeke. Thank you so much. All right, now that we've got some in and out check-ins, let's get some regular check-ins. Regular check-ins for the Sarah Club Net. Please call now.
November Tango 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave in Copley.
Alpha 8, Charlie Sierra. This is Gary in Fairlawn.
W8 WKY. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, Joe in Akron.
Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John in Massillon.
All right, we've got a nice little list there. Let me tell you who I've got. I have NT8D Dave, AA8CS Gary, our fearless leader, K8VQX Joe, and K8UIB John. Any other regular check-ins for the Sarah Tuesday Night Net, please call now.
K8OWX, Thomas in Cuyahoga Falls.
Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima Sierra, W2JLS, in Fairlawn.
W3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom in Canton.
Here I have K8OWX Thomas, W2JLS John, W03X John, and K8MNT Tom. Who did I miss there?
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Charlie Kilo Mark in Copley.
Yankee Quebec Lima. Just listening.
All right, let me hold it up right there. I got KG4SCK, that last station that said just listening. Would you come back with your call? You and Mark doubled.
See if it's open. Okay, this is Jack in Cuyahoga Falls, November 8, Yankee, Quebec, Lima, NAYQL. We'll just be listening this evening. Good evening to you all.
right there, Jack. Thanks. We got you on the list now. All right, we'll take one more round of regular check-ins, and then we'll go up and get our trivia here. So any other regular check-ins for the net, please call now.
NAPSD from the West Park area of Cleveland, home of peppermint cream.
W8WKY.
All right, I added N8PZD Clark. Good evening to you. All right, let's go back up here and get our master of trivia for the evening. I believe that's Eric. W8ELM, are you there?
W8WKY, this is W8ELM.
All right, good evening, Eric. Thank you so much for being here. What do you have for us this evening?
Well, welcome to everybody that's participating tonight. And here's our question for the evening. Many old-timers like myself know that a lid, L-I-D, is a derogatory term applied to a poor ham operator. The most likely origin of this term dates back to the days of telegraph operators and refers to A, using a tin can lid as a practice key. B, bravo, put a lid on it, as in sending you moron. C, put the lid back on the pot, as in that operator isn't finished cooking yet. D, the lid of a tobacco can used as a sound reflector. E, echo, a shortened form of lifted. That would be L-I-apostrophe D in CW, or in rather telegraph Morse, meaning a poor operator who was fired for incompetence. I know that's a long one, but I'm going to give the whole thing again. Many old-timers like myself know that a lid is a derogatory term applied to a poor ham operator. The most likely origin of this term dates back to the days of telegraph operators and refers to A, alpha, using a tin can lid as a practice key. B, bravo, put a lid on it, as in stop sending, you moron. C, Charlie, put the lid back on that pot, as in that operator isn't finished cooking yet. D, Delta, the lid of a tobacco can used as a sound reflector. Or E, a shortened form of lifted, L-I-apostrophe D, that's where the lid comes from, meaning a poor operator who was fired for incompetence. Back to net. See if you need anything repeated there, Dustin.
All right there, Eric. Well, thanks for the wonderful trivia question. I think I've got it there. And as net control, I'm going to think about it for a minute. So we certainly do appreciate it. We're going to start things out with the man behind the curtain here. KD8SLG, Just Nick. Good evening.
W8WKY. This is KD8SLG. Good evening, Dustin, and everybody here on the Sarah Club Net. Eric, thanks for getting here on time for the question tonight. Do appreciate it. As I've been saying, as long as they ask for a haiku on the news show before the net, I'm going to write one. So here is tonight's haiku. Summer is gone now. Dave's Meg is ready to sail. Just Nick, not so much. All right, trivia. I'm going to start off tonight with Echo E. I think that it's a poor operator moniker. I'm not sure why, but that's my guess. This is KD8 SLG. Back to net control.
All right there. Well, thank you, Nick. We always look forward to hearing your haikus there, and we got you down for answer E. Thanks for running things in NetLogger tonight. We certainly do appreciate it. All right, let's go on down here to NT8D. Dave, good evening.
Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it. Good evening to everybody on the net, anybody who might be listening. We're going to knock out the trivia with D Delta for my answer. I won't go into any reasons why. I like D Delta. Nick, you write the best haikus. I hope if you do submit them, you win. I don't think you need to submit them because they're already the best. I feel really mixed emotions because I know that Nick will remember me for the rest of his life, whether that's good or bad. But Meg is ready to sail. Let me get a quick beep. I've got one of my boat building buddies from the Cleveland Amateur Boat Building Association going to crew with me Friday afternoon. I have another friend of mine who's going to do drone footage of the sail. This is going to be Friday, 1 o'clock at Chippewa Lake at the public boat ramp. And then this Saturday and Sunday, all weekend, we are going to be flying canvas at Fairport Harbor. We'll be at the Port Authority there. There's some docks if you want to come out sailing. There's a beach. Saturday evening, we're celebrating at Pickle Bill's, so come and drink. And then after I wake up on Sunday, I'm going to sail one more day before they tow the boat home. So that is how I am going to end the summer. Hope everybody is doing well, and just keeping our lost friends in mind and on my heart. Back to net control, WAWKY, NTAD.
All right there, Dave. Well, we got you down for answer D this evening, and you know what? We might just see you out there Friday, because that's just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road from my house, and one of my favorite lakes ever is Chippewa. So there you go. We'll say 73 to you, my friend. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you down the log. All right, let's go talk to our fearless leader, AA8CS. Gary, what do you got for us?
Dustin, I wish I had a lot of money for you or something like that. But I don't. Again, I do want to thank everybody who participated in tonight's Scott Yonley online presentation. It really turned out pretty well, I think. Jason will be posting it here. I don't know, maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But we'll be able to take a good look at it, and hopefully we did some good for Scott. That was the whole idea. As far as the trivia question is concerned, okay, I'm telling you, I don't trust Eric as far as I can throw him. I mean, he is the master of trivia, and now he knows all my tricks. He's well aware of Shorter's postulate. So I'm telling you right now, I have no idea what the answer to this question is. I am old enough to have used the term lid, but where it actually came from, I have no idea. And I fully expect by the time we're done, all of these answers will be taken. So I'm going to invoke Shorter's postulate right off the bat, and I'm going to take letter C because I have no idea, and everybody knows. If you're not sure, pick C. That's where I'm going. And Eric, Again, a fabulous question. I said earlier today to someone on the air that if Eric's doing the trivia question tonight, we are in for a treat, and we absolutely are. So thanks again, Eric. Back to you, Dustin. This is AA8CS.
W8WKY.
All right, AA8CS, this is W8WKY. We got you down for answer C, but you know, Gary, answer C is never the answer with Eric, so it's going to be the wrong one for you, Hi. Great to hear you out there, my friend, and it was a great presentation. We followed along there on YouTube, so there you go. We'll say 73, and that brings me down to KE8VQX. Joe, take it away.
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Hello, Dustin, and everyone else on the net. Great question tonight, Eric. Really, and well-read and funny, too, to listen to. Anyway, glad to be back. Been away for a while. Long motorcycle trip. My hands and butt are still numb. Anyway, as far as the trivia goes, a friend of mine and I are going to go with letter C, Charlie. I've seen that term bandied about a lot on some forums and so forth. I don't really know what it means, but if it pertains to me, it would be letter C. So anyway, with that, this is KE8VQX. Back to you, Dustin, 73.
All right there, Joe. Well, I hope you had a good trip there today, and we've got you all down for answer C, so stick around and find out here in a little bit. We'll say 73, my friend, and have a great evening. All right, let's go on down to John, KUIB. How you doing?
KE8EPC from KE8UIB. Good evening, Dustin, everybody out there on the net. Oh, I am doing great tonight, living the $5 dream a nickel at a time. Wife's sitting here on the couch behind me listening to the net, and the dog is posted up here right next to the chair listening to the net. So it's a really good evening. So the trivia question. My gut tells me E, but my mom's at home. She's listening with a scanner. We're messaging back and forth, and she says B. So nobody's taken B yet, so I'll go ahead and choose B, Bravo, and we'll see how that goes. With that, I hope everybody's having a good evening and a pleasant start to the week. This is K8UIB, back over to Net Control, 7 through, y'all.
All right there, John. Well, thanks for stopping by and joining us this evening. We've got you down for answer B there. We'll say 73, and we'll throw an extra nickel your way. All right, let's go talk to Thomas now, KOWX. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon there, Dustin. You did a pretty good job on the boredom breaker for that hour. I was listening, so good job there. I didn't hear the trivia. Well, I haven't really paid much attention because of the trivia. I'm still sitting here working, but just wanted to jump in, say hi to everybody, and I'll turn it back to Net Control, KE8OWX.
All right there, Thomas. Well, thanks for being able to listen there. That's rough working this late at night still, and thanks for listening in early on the Boredom Breaker Net. I saw you a little bit on the blue screen there, so we'll let you pass this time on the trivia. We'll say 73 for now, and have yourself a great evening. All right, let's jump back on over to Fairlawn and talk to John, W2JLS. Take it away.
Good evening, Dustin. This is John, W2JLS, in the radio room, enjoying the show. When I guess I was in my 20s, back in the day, a lid was, the guys would use that to express a hat, like a cap, a baseball cap. In the context we're talking about here, that's just not going to cut it. I kind of like choice D, kind of on the fence between A and D, but I'll go with D. Anyway, everyone sounds great tonight, and just everyone have a great evening. I hope you've got a good start into your week. Back to you, Dustin. Thanks for having me.
All right there, John. Well, thanks for joining us, and I'm glad you're enjoying some time in the radio room. It's always a pleasure to hear you out there, my friend, and we'll have to try to catch up one of these days here. We got you down for answer D there, John. We'll say 73, and we'll catch you down the log, and we'll move on over to another John now. WO3X, take it away.
Good evening, Dustin, and all on the net. This is WO3X. Well, having a pretty good day here today. I got a couple of documents put out, one of which was my submission to the newsletter for the my operation at Wood Hollow for the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club to the field operation that I did on September 13th. And the other one is writing up an advertisement for my Cushcraft X7 antenna that I put an ad on the ARRL Ohio. What's that thing called? The Journal, which comes out once a week. So we'll see how that goes. And regarding the trivia question, well, looks like there's more for D than E. So I'm going to go along with D also, D Delta. That's my choice, D Delta. So with that, back to the net, W8WKY, this is WO3X.
All right there, John. Well, thanks so much for stopping by and joining us, and hopefully that all goes well for you. We got you down for answer D this evening. We'll say 73T, and we'll catch you there down the log. All right, let's jump on over to Canton now and talk to Tom. KA8MNT, take it away.
W8WKY, this is KA8MNT. Well, let's see here. I've heard a couple different versions of this question some time ago, and I'm leaning between D and E. So I don't believe they ever fired the operator. So I'm going to go with Delta, I guess, and go from there. And as far as T-shirt designs go, I think I'm going to have one made up that says, I survived hospital food for 8 days. Yep. So we'll go from there. Say 7-3s, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep smiling. This is KA8MNT. Back to the net.
All right there, Tom. Well, if you can survive that, you can survive anything. Oh, boy. We'll say 73T, and we got you down for answer D this evening. All right, let's go over to Jerry now, KC8HDP. How you doing?
Well, good evening, Dustin, and good evening to everyone on the net. Doing just fine, and thank you, Rick, for the trivia question. Another dandy here. No one's picked A yet, and I don't know their actual answer, so I'll take Alpha as my answer. Been working on hooking up my HD radio receiver. Put up a new TV antenna at the new place. It was Channel Master Extreme 1080. Does a fantastic job of pulling in TV signals, but doesn't do a good job at FM radio signals. So I was really disappointed at the performance for FM radio. But of course it doesn't say it's for FM radio anyway, so I should have known. But anyway, hope everyone has a great rest of the week and enjoys the rest of the net, and we'll catch up with you again real soon. So thanks for doing the net this evening, Dustin. Doing a great job as always. And Nick, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Good to have you out there too, Nick. Okay, with that, send it back to you, Dustin. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 73.
W8WKY.
All right there, Jerry. We got you down for answer A this evening, and I hope you can get another antenna set up there and get that set up real soon. We'll say 73 to you, my friend. Have a great evening, and pleasure to hear you out there. All right, let's go talk to Mark now. KG4SCK, how you doing?
Hey, good evening, Dustin and everyone on the net. Doing fantastic. Nice to be back in Ohio with my ham buddies. Not quite so many hams down in Kentucky where I'm at. But I did get on their net Thursday night and chatted with them. And unfortunately, not as fun as up here. So, anyway... let me get to Eric's question. That's a good one, Eric. Another brilliant one. I remember recently reading an article, something, and they described the lid, but I had no idea why they referred to it as a lid. I know what I used to call a lid in my teenage years, but we'll skip that. I know the Morse code operators like to shorten things up, so for that reason, I'm going to go with Echo, and if it's not Echo, that was a really good distractor. KG4SCK, back to net control.
All right there, Mark. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and we're glad that you're back there. And, yeah, we got you down for answer E as an Echo. We have a couple more on the list, but before we do that, I got a request in the blue screen. So I'm going to go back up to WAELM. Eric, would you mind rereading this to trivia, please?
I'm willing to do it, but tell them to put a quarter in the box. All right, here we go. Many old-timers like myself know that a lid, L-I-D, is a derogatory term applied to a poor ham operator. The most likely origin of this term dates back to the days of telegraph operators and refers to A, alpha, using a tin can lid as a practice key. B, bravo, put a lid on it, as in stop sending, you moron. C, put the lid back on the pot, as in that operator isn't finished cooking yet. D, the lid of a tobacco can used as a reflector, a sound reflector. Or E, echo, a shortened form of lifted, L-I-apostrophe-D, meaning a poor operator who was fired for incompetence. Back to net.
All right, thank you, Eric, and we'll make sure they direct the quarter in the right direction. All right, let's go down here and talk to Clark now. N8PZD, good evening.
Good evening to all the netizens. Great timing. I just sliced apple pie. Summer is gone, so it's the end of the peppermint ice cream evenings. It's nice to have something warm and tasty. There's peppermint ice cream, but I really think the answer is A. It's good to hear everybody on the net tonight, especially Tom, who survived that hospital food. I don't think it's worth getting a T-shirt for, but glad to hear you on the air again. So I'm going to turn it back to net control and say thanks for taking my call. N8PZ.
All right, N8PZD. Well, Clark, thanks for joining us tonight. And, yeah, definitely the end of summer there. So we've got you down for answer A, my friend, and we certainly appreciate you stopping in there. We'll say 73, and we're going to move on over to FedEx Mike, KC3QFC. Take it away.
W8WKY, KC3QFC.
We'll start off with trivia. Actually, where's this box at? I gotta put the quarter in. I'll just have to charge it to FedEx. We'll start off with trivia anyhow. Boy, those are some really interesting and fantastic possible answers there. And I have to go with the one that made me laugh the most. It might be wrong, but put a lid on it, you moron, is my answer. And boy, Dustin, it seems like I may have possibly talked to you earlier today. Kind of a strange phenomenon. Hi. Let's see what's going on with me. Not too much. I was able to successfully get my GMRS license and the call sign in the ULS database, along with the XYL has her GMRS license. Currently working on getting her tech license and possibly taking the test for the general. We're trying to convince her into at least just taking the test, and who knows. Soon we might have another call sign to add to the list, but we'll see how soon it is. Beautiful weather today. Got a nice warm 54 degrees tonight. Traffic is just moving along. I like it. So we'll wave a hand from here in New York and send it back to net control from Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec, Foxtrot Charlie. Good evening, all.
All right there, Michael. It's great to hear you twice in one day. That is a rarity anymore nowadays. So that's great to hear you out there, and everything's sounding good. Glad you got the GMRS worked out, and we've got you down for answer B there. So we'll say 73 to you, my friend. You travel safe. I'm sure you're going to be mobiling later on this evening, and we'll catch you there down the log. All right. Now we're going to go down the list here, and we're going to go over to Tulsa, and we're going to talk to AI5Q. Jairus, good evening.
88 EPC and the net. This is AI5Q. Just thought, you know what? If you're running 4 nets in 2 days, I better check into 4 nets in 2 days. So I'm doing my best to follow you around and stalk you, Dustin. So hopefully I get a chance to check in on the Boredom Breaker first hour tomorrow. And again, the Beacon net tomorrow night. But we'll see how it goes. Having a good evening. The wife made shepherd's pie for dinner, and it was delicious. So much appreciated that she takes the time to cook for me still, even after all these years. Yeah, I think she's cooking for the kids as much as she is me, but I'll take it. So anyway, just thought I'd drop in and say hello. It's good to hear you again, and looking forward to the next 2 rounds tomorrow. Back over to you, Dustin, from AI5Q.
All right there, Jairus. Well, we're glad to have you with us this evening, and boy, that sounds like a pretty good dinner. Way better than the frozen pizza that I cooked up there for dinner, but still pretty good. So tell everybody we said hello there. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll hold you to it. We'll look forward to hearing you on both the nets tomorrow there, too. We'll say 73 for now, and we're going to come on down the list to K5CFY. Ray, good evening.
10, good afternoon. No, it's evening this time. 88 EPC, K5CFY. Well, wanted to check into my other club net tonight, so thanks for getting me in there. Don't really have anything. Got to talk to you earlier on the Border Breaker net, so you guys are doing a wonderful job, so I appreciate that. Thanks for getting me in there. And I didn't listen to or I didn't hear the question for the trivia, but that's okay. I need to get back over to the, I'm just kind of riding shotgun on the other net over there. So back to you there, Dustin, and say a wave hi to, man, everybody on there. Boy, a bunch of the guys from the barometer net are on there tonight. So good to hear everybody out there. K5CFY.
W8WKY.
All right, K5CFY, this is W8WKY. Ray, thanks for stopping by and seeing us here and taking time from the other net. I know you're busy and you run a lot of nets there, so we appreciate everything that you do. And we'll say 73 to you for now and look forward to hearing it tomorrow afternoon. All right, this is W8WKY with the Sarah Tuesday Night Net. We're at the bottom of the list, and we're looking for more check-ins. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo.
Whiskey Victor, 3 Kilo.
KC8, Fox Queen Victor, Case FQV.
What a nice orderly list of check-ins. We got WB8CXO Mike, we have KQWE Mike, we have WB3K Phil, and we have KC8FQV Mark. All right, let's start right up here at the top with WB8CXO. Mike, good evening. How are you? All right there, Mike. Well, thanks for joining us, and I hope you get that hard drive figured out there. We appreciate you stopping by, and we hope to hear you again tomorrow night for the Beacon Net and tomorrow afternoon for the Border Breaker Net if you're available. So we'll say 73, and that brings me down to KQWE. Mike, how you doing?
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Oh, I am good. We've just been chasing around the golden retriever puppy, just doing some odds and ends around the house, but we're all good. Our house is still sort of in one piece. I don't know how long that will last, but we're doing what we can. Trivia, I'm going to go with E. I think it's almost too obvious, but I'm going to go with E. Echo. So, everybody, have a great night. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to 88 EPC.
All right there, Mike. Well, thanks for joining us. We got you down for Echo for the trivia, and you give that pup a scratch on the ears for me. All right, let's go over to WV3K. Phil, good evening. How you doing?
KD8 EPC, Whiskey Victor, 3 Kilo. Hello, Dustin. I just barely made it on the net this evening, having fallen asleep on the couch. I was listening to the net and to Newsline, and next thing you know, I was out. Anyway, I was really tired today. I did a lot of running around. And I've got an appointment tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning with the VA, so this is going to be a real tiresome end of the month with appointments to meet. But anything besides that, I mean, I'm glad to be able to wake up and need to be up a little bit more earlier in the morning like this so that I can attend, like on the barometer net. I miss being on that. The few times I have been, I mean, I enjoy listening to everyone. And so anyway, we have fun doing that. I do. So as far as an answer, I'm just going to pick Echo. I remember when a friend of mine who was my Elmer when I was in high school, he often talked about it was W8LPK at the time, Bill. He had taken me under his wing and worked with me. And Lyd, as I remember him telling me, which kind of was interesting because I had no idea what he was referring to until he brought clarity to it. And he said something about someone who inappropriately uses their radio transmitter or something. And I think it goes along pretty much with Echo. So anyway, it's been a long time ago since I remember hearing him tell me about that. But I've learned quite a bit from Bill, and he's no longer with us. But I sure love the man. He's a wonderful brother, and there may be a few out there that remember him. So anyway, that's my answer. And I'm going to turn it over back to Net Control, and thank you very much, Dustin. You sound really great. You're doing a fine job for the few minutes that I've been awake. I'm sorry, but I need to get some rest. It's been a long day. K8 EPC, this is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, and I'm going to be QRT for the evening. God bless, and 73 to all on the frequency. Great hearing the voices, and enjoy the rest of the evening. WV3K clear.
All right, WV3K, this is W8WKY. Well, it's great to hear you out there tonight, Phil, and I've got you down for answer E. Definitely get some rest. I know I've got to be up early, too. I've got physical therapy at 8:25 a.m., so there you go. We'll say 73, my friend. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you there down the log. KC8FQV, Mark, take it away.
Hold the button. KC8FQV. Well, yeah, when I went to the doctor this afternoon, and that stuff that's between the bones that makes the cartilage or whatever, it's getting wore out. It's wearing out, so the bones are getting together, and they ain't supposed to. So, I gotta do some therapy, and whatever, and ice it, or I gotta put heat on it first. Then I gotta move it for about 2 minutes in each direction, and then put ice on it. I don't know what how it is. Do a couple times a day. So, yeah, I went to the car show tonight in Solon, stopped there. Since I was right across the street from it, and I stopped at a couple of stores on the way back. Yeah, I couldn't believe the one thing is was what was on the app, but they had none on the shelf. The shelf was empty, whereas the thing I wanted, alcohol pad. The only ones I get is the BDs. I've gotten some other ones. Yeah, open them up. They're drier than dry. So what good does a dry alcohol pad do? But yeah, I want to say on the trivia, there's 4 answers. I'll try Charlie. Although I could go B, because that was the other day. But we'll just go with, I'll go with B. So we'll send it back to net, KC8L. Well, T-shirt contest is our drawing contest is up. Jerry's done that. Maybe that got announced. Deadline's the 1st. And then 3rd to 4th is judging. And the 5th is the reveal day. And we got a Hamfest Massillon at the end of the month. And both of our Great Lakes Division leaders were on the internet tonight. One's over at Lyra now at their meeting, and I guess Scott was on at 6, and I forgot to do that. I was busy. Back it comes, KCFQV.
W8WKY.
All right, KC8FQV, we got you down for answer B there tonight, Mark, and good to have you out there with us. We'll say 73, and we're going to go down to Phil, K8PJW. Take it away.
WWKY, K8PJW. Good evening, Dustin and Nick and Mark and everyone else on there. I just got signed in here. I just was at Scouts tonight, and it always runs past 8 o'clock, so it's always a nip and tuck to see if I can make it home in time for the end of the club net. So I did not hear the question. Is there a chance we can get that repeated?
Well, let me ask here, W8ELM, would you mind repeating the question again, please?
I'll be happy to, but you do have to put your quarter in. If you look on the right side of your transceiver, there'll be a little slot there, and just slip the quarter in there. If you can't do it there, sometimes you can put it in the grill of the speaker up there, and then I'll know that you have qualified for hearing the question again. So here we go. Many old-timers like myself know that a lid, L-I-D, is a derogatory term applied to a poor ham operator. The most likely origin of this term dates back to the days of telegraph operators and refers to A, alpha, using a tin can lid as a practice key. B, put a lid on it, as in, stop sending, you moron. C, Charlie, put the lid back on that pot. That operator isn't finished cooking yet. D, the lid of a tobacco can used as a sound reflector. Or E, echo, a shortened form of lifted, L-I-apostrophe-D, meaning a poor operator who was fired for incompetence.
All right, thank you
so much. Thank you so much for that. I'll probably go with Echo on that one. I'm not sure at all, but
take it away.
some very choice answers for that one. So I'll go with Echo on that one. So tomorrow we're actually going to head out to our elementary school here and drop off some dictionaries to all the third graders. So it's one of the things we do in our Rotary Club every year. We've done it for about 18 years now, and the kids really enjoy that. I mean, we got kids that have graduated with their Rotary Dictionary in hand, so it's a nice little project that we do every year. So this is KPJW, back to the net.
All right there, Phil. Well, thanks for everything you do, and thanks for joining us this evening. We got you down for answer E, my friend. All right, K8PJW was the bottom of the list there. We're going to take one more quick call for check-ins before we go up and get our trivia answer. Any last-minute check-ins, please call now.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Kilo Alpha, Josh and Ellett.
All right, K8VKA, Josh, good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, Dustin. Was just sitting here, heard you call for check-ins. Thanks for picking me up real quick. I'm going to go with Delta for the trivia. Hope you had a good day there, Dustin, and looking forward to the Beacon Net tomorrow night. Thanks for letting me in on the Club Net, and hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Back to you there, Dustin. K8VK 73s, everybody.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing how you do there on the pre-show tomorrow night, so we'll see you there, and we got you down for answer D. All right, I'm going to go with answer E myself, I think, and with that, we're at the bottom of the list. We're going to go up to Eric, W8ELM. Go ahead and give us your comments, and then break and give us the answer.
All right, very good, Dustin. This is almost unprecedented because everyone who answered the question tonight got the right answer. In my research, I came across all of these explanations, and the one that I was really looking for, and the one that is generally accepted, I guess, is D delta. and it was the lid of a tobacco can, Prince Albert pipe tobacco can, that new operators might place behind the sounder to kind of act as a reflector and make the clicks a little easier to hear. So, like I say, though, all of these explanations have been suggested as origins of the term. That Prince Albert tobacco lid is probably the one that's generally accepted. Another expression that was sent to operators with poor fists was, please send with your other foot. So you can kind of figure out what they thought about those operators. Some of you old codgers may remember the story of kids calling the local drugstore and asking, do you have Prince Albert in a can? And if the clerk responded yes, they would say, well, you better let him out before he suffocates. Thanks again, everyone, for participating tonight. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Nick behind the curtain. And back to net, this is W8ELM, back to W8WKY.
All right, W8ELM, this is W8WKY. Eric, we really appreciate you for another well-done question and certainly another good one there. So we'll say 73 to you, and thanks again. This is W8WKY. I'm at the bottom of the list, and this is going to be the last call for check-ins for the Tuesday Night Club Net. Please call now.
K88NU.
All right, KE8NEO, go ahead.
Thank you there, Net Control, KD8NEO. Say hello to everyone there, and doing a fine job with the net there, and invite everybody down there to 6-7 Net for Charlie there. Let's run his numbers up tonight there. Anyhow, hope Russ is doing all right. Send him the word there. I said howdy, and turn it back to Net Control, KD8NEO.
All right, thank you so much for stopping by there. We certainly do appreciate it, Daryl, and you have yourself a great evening. All right, that was the bottom of the list. And that was the last call for check-ins. So we'll make sure we'll do one final call, make sure there's nobody else who missed, and we'll shut this thing down. So any last-second check-ins before we close this thing down, please call now. All right, nothing else heard. I'd like to thank everybody that checked in with us tonight. I'd like to thank W8ELM for doing the trivia, and for everybody for checking in here on the Tuesday Night Net. Come and join us the same time next week, and we'll do it all again. So at this time, this is KD8EP or W8WKY. I am clearing, and I'll say 73, and I'm returning the repeater to normal use at this time.
This is KD8SLG. I'd like to echo KD8NEO's suggestion there. If you want to jump on another net, the watch net, KD8QGQ 146670. It's a good time. Starts in about a minute. KD8SLG, clear.
Was that a node number there, Nick? KC3QFC.
W8WKY. KC3QFC, KD8SLG. Nah, Mike, there's no node connected to this one. It's a local net. KD8SLG.
Yeah, roger. KC3QFC.
W8WKY.
Anybody out there tonight?
WHDES repeater.
Yeah, there's some people out here tonight.
W8WKY, repeater PL1 14.8.